As of filming this video, my birthday's coming up. My birthday is coming up, and I was kind of just reminiscing about some of my past experiences, like my birthdays and just different times in my life. And one of those times was when I was in high school, and I had this assignment that was like life in your 20s, where basically we had to predict what our life was going to be like in our 20s as far as expenses, like having a house, having a family, having pets, just like all these different things that were going to be our reality once we turn a certain age. And the time has come. And just thinking about that project, almost none of that stuff is a case for me, to be honest. None of those things I predicted for myself have really come to fruition, or not very many of those things. And that's not to say I have a bad life or, my life is terrible now or anything, because it's not. I'm very grateful for the life I have now. But I just remember, or recently, just a few days, I was really just kind of in deep thought about it. Like, man, I really thought I was going to have a house. I really thought I was going to have 4 kids by now. I really thought like I was going to have the love of my life by my side right now in this very moment. And I'm at this age and that's just not the case. And yeah, just sometimes when I open social media and I see people just living completely different lives, like the life that I predicted for myself, to see people living that life, I'm like, man, I sometimes I kind of get in my feelings about it. I see this person got married. I see this person just got their dream house. This person just started the career, or they're going down their career path. And that can be really tough to deal with. And I just, I was really thinking about it, and I think why I was feeling bad in particular is because in current times, terms like unk and auntie have been kind of floating around, like this whole like discussion around what people should be doing at their at certain ages, and what bridges what bridges we should be crossing once we turn 18, 21, 25, stuff like that. And I was really thinking about that, and it really just it really put things into perspective for me, because it really highlighted that people really aren't comfortable with you when you're a certain age and you just have not accomplished the things that you're supposed to accomplish. But I just really wanted to push back on that, because I know there's a lot of people who are kind of in the same mind, or they were probably in the same mindset that I was in, where I was really just beating myself up about not completing certain things by this age and not doing certain things by this age, because ultimately, and my pushback would be that ultimately, life, reality doesn't care what age you are. It truly doesn't matter what age you are. There are some people I've spoken with at work where, they're significantly older than me. And, you wouldn't think that they would be working at this place that I'm working at, but having conversations with them, it really put things into perspective. There's one gentleman I spoke with where I don't want to tell too much of his business, but, he was having issues with a certain addiction, and it really brought him down to rock bottom, and he had to start over. And I think that's a reality a lot of people deal with, where they have different things that show up in their life. Or I know some people become caretakers. My mom, for a period in her life, she had to become a caretaker, and that can completely just derail any plans you might have for your life. And not even just people I know, but influencers and celebrities. There's a few that I think of where their lives were cut short. I'm thinking of people like Aaliyah. I'm thinking of Cameron Boyce. And I wrote one guy's name down. I always forget his name. Lee Thompson Young, Heath Ledger. These are all celebrities where they were just starting to they were really just starting to achieve a certain level of success where you just knew it wasn't their peak. You knew that they had so much more to offer. You knew that they had not reached their full potential, but their lives were cut short. And you would think with them being so young, like how could they just how could they leave this world with so much to offer? But like I said, reality doesn't care what age you are. And rest in peace to all those people I named. You know, rest in peace, because it's really sad, especially people like Aaliyah and Cameron Boyce. It's all very sad, but I think of Aaliyah in particular just because she was really just starting to really take off, and Cameron Boyce, he was really just starting to kind of solidify his place, especially within like the world of Disney and things of that nature. And my point is that we all have different circumstances. There are different things that are going to show up in our life that we don't have control of, and our age just can't be a factor. A lot of people think, or at least there was a time in my life where I thought, after doing that school project where my life in my 20s, I was going to have this, I was going to have that. And in reality, there's just no way to guarantee anything. That's my point. In reality, there's just no way to guarantee anything. And your age is just not going to guarantee a level of success and security. Every day that we're alive and we have the opportunity to put our best foot forward and grow, these are moments and opportunities that we need to take advantage of. And sometimes we got to treat it like our last, because we never know when our time is coming. And not trying to make this video like depressing or anything, because I'd like to think that I have a lot more life to live, but I do know that my life isn't supposed to peak in my 20s. There's a lot more in store for me, and I know if you're someone watching where maybe you feel like you've been made to feel like you're really behind, there's still a lot more in store for you. So I just wanted to make this really quick. Like I said, I was really in my feelings because sometimes I just open my Instagram. Instagram is the only app I really use, but I'll just open my Instagram and I see this person I went to high school with. They got kids, they got a family, they got their house, they're on vacation, career of their dreams, and sometimes I'm just like, man, what am I doing? What's going on, God? What is going on? But my time isn't according to another person's time. It's according to, God's plan for me. And like I said, as long as we're alive and we can continue to put our best foot forward and grow and learn new things and skills, that is how we will live life to its fullest. And I hope all of this made sense. And, let me know if there are things that you're working towards and wanting to build to, and let me know where you are at in life right now. I'd love to have conversations, and I'd love to chat. I'm gonna leave my Instagram in my description. I've been forgetting to do that, but yeah, DMs are open. I'm always gonna respond. I'm always gonna respond to comments and DMs. But that's all I have for this video. That's all I have on my mind. See you guys another time.